Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. I'm TCaptainX. Rebirth Island is back finally in Warzone after almost 2 years of it being gone. Today's video, we're going to be covering everything you need to know about the Season 3 update for Call of Duty Warzone, including how the new Rebirth Island compares to the original, several new features that were introduced in Season 3, and what's the meta after the introduction of 2 new weapons and a lot of weapon balance changes as well. So starting off with Rebirth Island, it is back. It's currently playable in Resurgence for all squad sizes, so solos, duos, trios, and quads, and it's also playable in Rebirth Ranked, which is only trios. Now, the playlist, of course, is subject to change, but currently the other Resurgence maps of Ashika, Vondel, and Fortunes are not playable right now. However, we do not know what the playlist is going to look like over the next coming weeks, so we're just going to have to see. Now, in case you haven't played Warzone in a while and you're just coming back to the game, here's a super quick review of where we are in Warzone. The movement is very similar to Warzone 1, the main difference being that you cannot bunny hop and that slide canceling does not reset tactical sprint. But otherwise, you can side cancel, reload cancel, you can sprint while plating, all that good stuff. Overall, the movement is feeling really good in the game. The guns are different from Warzone 1, so we are not playing with the same guns from the original Rebirth, so no Kar 98, Grau, Kilo, Blixen, etc. However, on the note of the Kar 98, reportedly data miners have found files in the game for a Kar 98 weapon. So although it's not in the game currently, it's heavily rumored that it might be making a return in the near future. So Rebirth Island overall is the same layout as it was when we last played it back in November of 2022 when it left us right before Warzone 2 came out. But there's a few POIs or points of interest that got a kind of a facelift, especially on their interiors. So the most popular POIs like prison, headquarters, control center, they're pretty much identical, minus just some of their textures just look a little bit different than before. However, Chemical Factory, which was Nova 6, they just renamed it Factory, and then Industries, which was Decon that they renamed it, those got a little bit more of a change. Overall, the building structure from the outside is the same, but on the inside, the layouts are a little bit more different than before. But overall, the flow and feel is still the same. Now, there are a few other small changes besides those, like Harbor, the shore by Bio and Industries, and then Stronghold. But again, overall, Rebirth will look and feel just like it used to, but the changes they made feel really nice. One thing I really like right off the rip, though, was the lighting and coloring for Rebirth is just great. It's bright, it's vibrant. It's not the gray, dreary Ashika. I think they did a great job there. Now, another thing that's going to be coming later in the season is known as infill strikes, where before the match starts, 1 of 3 different scenarios have a small chance of occurring where the lighthouse, water tower, or the prison roof can get blown up and collapse before the game. Again, this is not every game. This isn't going to come until 2 weeks later into the season. A few new mechanics that I want to briefly cover regarding Rebirth Island specifically is first the squad assemble mechanic. So if you're playing in something other than solos, basically, if you land together with your team in a close proximity to one another, you're going to get a supply UAV where you can see the loot boxes kind of through walls, like wall hacks for loot boxes. You're also going to get rewarded extra XP and cash if you do this. So this is just kind of encourage you to land with your team and play together, sort of. Also, biometric scanners were added, and these are a bit interesting. So if you go up and you interact with one of these, it will randomly give you a key card that could range from bronze, silver, all the way up to Orion being the most rare. You can then take these key cards to a buy station, trade them in for gear, and if you get one of these really rare key cards, you can get weapons that have more than 5 attachments, and they're supposed to be just super awesome, good weapons, I guess. Another cool thing that was added was the smart displays, which are basically big TV screens that you can see, and it will tell you messages like the current kill leader or what locations on the map are having the most activity, where the most people are fighting. These are just randomly located on different walls and buildings across the map. You also notice staged weapons. So if you remember back in Rebirth, the top of Lighthouse, the top of Water Tower, there were those snipers that would always spawn up there. Well, those are back, just of course, they're different snipers than before. So you can land on those, grab one right off the rip, and they're in various different areas throughout the map. There is also now a Champions Quest, aka the nuke contract in Resurgence. So you have to win 5 wins in a row to unlock it, or you can accrue 30 wins throughout the entire season, and then you can unlock the contract to do it. It seems like the contract itself is going to work a bit differently than the nuke contract for Battle Royale, so we're just going to have to wait and get more details on that once someone completes it. After playing Rebirth for the day, overall, I had a ton of fun. The small changes to the map seem great. but it's still the same Rebirth that I used to love. And I think the new changes are just enough to feel different, but it's still Rebirth. My main complaint would be that there does seem to be a few locations that just do not make footstep audio. Sometimes it was fine, I had no issues. Other times the enemies are completely silent. So hopefully this is something that gets addressed in the near future. Now let's talk about weapon balance changes and what is the new meta, or what are the best loadouts right now to use in Rebirth. So first, they did add a new SMG, the FJX Horus. You can unlock this just by leveling up in the battle pass. You don't have to buy the battle pass, you can just get it just by playing the game basically. This one feels sort of similar to the WSP Swarm in that it is very good at very close ranges, great mobility, but its damage range is not very good, so it's gonna lack some versatility. But for Rebirth Island, it'll be a great option, and it's definitely gonna be worth leveling up, especially if you just want something new to use. So they also added a new sniper, the Moors, which is a sniper from Advanced Warfare. And at first glance, this is probably going to be the best sniper in the game. It is a one-shot headshot up to its first damage range, and with the right attachments, you can extend this even farther. You can also build it to have some pretty decent handling, and it seems like it's probably gonna be a little bit better option than the XRK Stalker. Now, this again is not a Kar 98. It's not like a crazy fast, quick scoping sniper, but for what we have in the game, this is probably gonna be the best one. So now let me very quickly go through what guns were buffed and nerfed. So this is the patch notes for Call of Duty. For this season. So the Ram 7 caught a very big nerf. It is no longer going to be the meta assault rifle. It'll be okay, but definitely not meta. Small nerf for the DG56 already wasn't that good, so not worth using. Lockman 556 from MW2 did get a small buff. It'll be decent, but definitely nowhere near meta. M13C from MW2, a small buff. Again, nowhere near meta, but maybe decent. FR Advancer, very small buff. Again, not meta. Tempest Razorback, small buff, again, not meta. All the MW2 guns, none of these right now are going to be anywhere near the meta or the best guns, but they are trying to slowly buff those up. Looking at the battle rifles, the Bass B did get a pretty hard nerf. It was decent before, but definitely probably not worth using now. MTZ 762 also caught a nerf. It was good. Again, probably not going to be great now. SO8 Subverter. Now, this did get a nerf. However, with some of these changes that we found, I actually think the SOA Subverter is going to probably be a fantastic gun, minus it having pretty slow handling. So slow aim down sight speed, slow sprint to fire, but SOA Subverter is going to be a very, very good gun. Sidewinder did get another buff. Sidewinder is again a weird gun that shoots very slow. It'll be decent if you can hit your shots, but a hard gun to use. All right, lots of changes to SMGs. So the main two here, the Ram 9 and the AMR 9, they killed these guns. Huge nerfs. Do not use either the Ram 9 or the AMR 9. They are simply not worth using anymore. I do not know why they nerfed these so hard. All of these other SMGs, Rival 9, HRM 9, Striker 9, WSP 9, WSP Swarm, all of these got small nerfs to their sprint to fire times, the time it takes to run and bring that gun down. Very small nerfs to all of these. Not quite sure why they did that though. The Striker 9, however, got a buff to its range, and I think the Striker 9 is going to be my initial top SMG right now. At first glance, I think Striker 9 and HRM 9 are going to be my top two. I think WSP 9 will be a great option as well. Now, we did get some small buffs to some MW2 SMGs, the MX9, Lockman Sub, Bass P, but again, none of these are going to be top tier meta. They just might be fun to use if you want to use something else. Moving on to the LMGs, the Bruin got a nerf. TAC Eradicator got a buff. I think will be a good option. Probably not meta, but a very good option. TAC Evolver got a small nerf. Will definitely be a good option, but it probably not meta for Resurgence. Rampage, ACR, and RAL all got adjustments. Again, none of these are going to be meta, but they'll be okay to use. Tempest Torrent got a small nerf. Wasn't that good before. Not sure why they nerfed it again. Snipers. Now, all of these snipers actually got small nerfs to their aim down sight speed, so they made them even slower, which is unfortunate. But again, that Moors sniper, the new one, that's the best sniper to use right now, I think. And then a few small changes to some of the pistols. Renetti got a buff, and the WSP Stinger Akimbo's also got a buff. Now, I won't keep going in too much detail, but one thing I want to point out is the SL Razorhawk laser light. This got a buff so that the flashlight and laser are not visible at the hip. I think this attachment will be phenomenal to use on a lot of SMGs and snipers. Also, some other notable attachments that got changed: VT7 Spiritfire, which everyone uses, a small nerf to the sprint to fire penalty. The DR6 handstop got a small nerf to the ADS movement speed. Still a great option for SMGs. And then the Bruin Heavy support grip, which everyone uses on their long range recoil control attachments. Small nerf to how much recoil control it does as well. Really quickly, want to cover some of the equipment like lethals and tacticals that got changed. The Semtexes got a small nerf. Breacher drones got adjusted. Claymores got a big buff. Claymores are looking really strong right now. Molotovs buffed. Drill charge adjusted, or I'm sorry, drill charges got a nice buff. The thermare grenade buffed. Proxmine got adjusted, but overall a buff. C4 is buffed. So overall, I'm still going to probably run throwing knives for Resurgence, but if you're a more passive player, Claymores and Proxmines are looking both pretty good. And then I think frag grenades, drill charges, Molotovs will also all be great options as well. Snapshots got a really big buff. Snapshots are going to now work much longer with a much longer radius. These are the ones that you throw and they highlight your enemies. These will be a really good option to start running. Mosquito drones did get a big nerf, which thank goodness, because those were really annoying. And then one last thing I want to cover here is armor boxes are not nearly as strong. They only give you 4 plates now, but they did make armor plates cheaper in the buy station. So if you're just buying plates for yourself, just buy them individually. If you're buying it for the whole team, you might want to buy an armor box then. Now, if you're wondering, okay, well, now what loadout do I need to be using? What attachments do I need to be using? I highly encourage you guys to just go check out our website, ggs.ai. That is ggs.ai. This website is free to use. There are some premium features, but the majority of this stuff is totally free to use. And we have created an algorithm that literally ranks guns and gives them a score. So you're going to see 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 9.89, and it ranks these guns by a meta category, A category. It goes all the way down to B, C, D, F. And you can sort by close range, long range. You can sort by different builds, all sorts of stuff. And it's going to give you the loadout for these. We can compare the builds for these. You can compare. So if we add some, you can look at TTK charts. You can look at a bunch of different stats here. Again, the loadout, more stats to compare. I'm going to be doing a more updated video when we get a little bit more information. But here's my quick summary of what my top weapons are. For close range, Striker 9, HRM 9 are kind of my top 2 right now. This Striker 9 build is a ton of fun. Same HRM 9 build that we've been using for a while. WSP 9 is also going to be another one that's really solid. There's some other options, but those are kind of my top ones. For long range right now, SOA Subverters looking really, really good. And then also the MTZ 556 is another great option. There's plenty of other good long range options, but they're kind of my rough top 2. And then that Moore Sniper is going to be incredibly good as well. Again, feel free to check this out yourself, ggs.ai, but make sure you're subscribed because I'm going to be doing a updated in-depth video of the top loadouts here in the next few days. And we'll have tons of loadout videos, settings videos, guides to get better at the game. And we also stream here on YouTube. So if you're new here, maybe drop a subscription and come say hello in the stream. I'm going to leave you guys to watch the rest of this gameplay. This is my first 20 bomb on Rebirth. That was since we've been back to Rebirth. Overall, I had a lot of fun today. I'm curious to see what you guys think, but I am very, very excited to be back on Rebirth Island. Or no, they're still below me. Nice, 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 nice. I have a lot of money. Dude, this heartbeat is really nice, by the way. He just zipped, he just zipped. Dude, heartbeats are good. Guy in the tower. Wait, he's die? We pop some UAVs here.
Need recon overhead.
What is classified?
Requesting recon flyover. Need recon overhead.
Friendly UAV entering area.
Wait, this guy's got to be right down over here.
Resurgence is about to end. Make it count.
The guy's in a weird spot. See ya. Oh, although I wish I had levels right now. Yeah, this SMG does not have good range. I also missed some shots there, but it is a pea shooter at range. This is a close range run and gun for sure. Classified as those cards you're trading. Got it. All right, I have no idea where these guys are. It's got to be above me somewhere.
Moving.
Fire sales over. Adjusting prices.
Wait, that guy's on my level, which means... No, he's above me?
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
No, he's pinging on my level. Where is that guy? See ya. Yeah, up close, this SMG shreds.
No more second chance.
He has a claymore in there. No way. Good thing I saw that claymore, bro. Is that guy up here on the roof? I think he's down. I think that's the guy that's somewhere on the second floor. I just don't know where that guy is.
It's down to 10. Win this thing.
Bro, where is this guy? Is this guy like in a glitch spot?
Gas is closing in.
There. Okay. He kept pinging that he was on my level, though. That's why I was confused. All right, first 20 bomb on Rebirth, second game back, boys. Probably need to get down into control. It is very hard to see with all the gun smoke from that blueprint, that black cell. Definitely still another guy in here.
Enemy UAV overhead.
He's probably in the stairwell. He's probably right in here. Don't get sniped, don't get sniped, TCap, don't get sniped. This guy has to move here pretty soon. No way. Okay, it's pulling back to me.
You got gas moving in.
Other guy's over here. Oh no, I did not want to do this. I almost sold. I almost sold. Let's go, boys.
Area is clear.
Second game back on. We're dropping 20s.